Welcome, foolish mortals, as we get into the Haunted Mansion. We're going to be looking at the Haunted Mansion movie that came out in 2003, starring Eddie Murphy.
Oh my god, this movie came out in 2003?
Yes.
That's the year that I moved to Brawley.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Why? But yeah, this movie, it came out and did all that shit. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm getting a text right now from one Mr. Alexys Soto.
Is he joining? Are we having a secret guest?
Maybe, because I told the fucking bitch that we were recording at 9, as we normally do, and he didn't respond to me. I guess I'm on mute because I'm that uninteresting. Fuck you. You know what? No, we're not having him on.
Oh my god, just put him on.
Hold on, okay. Guys. Yeah, so this movie came out in 2003. Wait a minute. Yeah, 2003. Okay, checks notes. Checks notes. Wait, fact checking. We don't want to be trumped here. Oh, that was the first political joke of the day. But yeah, it's so crazy, and it's like it's a divisive movie to say the least. It
really is.
Like, we like to begin every once upon a retrospect by going over like our first experiences with said movie, and first memories of said movies that we're covering. So I'm gonna give the mic to Alexys Moreno while I solve out this Alexys problem. So Alexys Moreno, where'd you get your start with the Haunted Mansion?
Well, I actually saw this movie in the movie theater.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it with she's a family friend, but she's like a family friend that's always been there, so I call her like my aunt and stuff. So she took me and my brother, and at that time, like I mean, yes, I loved Disney and stuff, but I wasn't like super deep into it. I was like, what, 7? So maybe 6, I don't know.
You were like, ooh, colors.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, spooky. I actually think that I didn't watch this movie for a while because it scared me. Because I don't know, when you see haunted, you're just like,
no,
what?
Thank you.
Yeah. But when I was little, like, yeah, I didn't watch it for that reason, but I also thought it was kind of weird. And I was one of those people that was like, what? Like, this is, I'm not sure that I like this. It's kind of weird. It's like, it was interesting, but then it was weird. But then I saw it, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. During quarantine, I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad.
The hype of this movie was so played down. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Eddie Murphy's acting in this movie is pretty scary.
Yeah, aside from Eddie Murphy, like, I think the story of the movie and just like all of, I don't know, like, I think that the characters are really fun. I think that the set design is really cool. Yeah, and then obviously like those little hints of the Haunted Mansion all throughout the movie, which totally like flew over my head when I watched it when I was little. And now seeing it again and like knowing all of these things, I'm just kind of like, oh, this is not that bad. This is actually really fun.
Yeah. I didn't see this movie in theaters. I saw it. There was a little thing that my mom subscribed to. It was called the Disney Movie Club. And she got like a shit ton of Disney movies. like on DVD for like the first time. You know, when that was a thing. Remember when they were re-releasing like everything all at once? It was during that period, and The Haunted Mansion was one of those movies that she got on DVD, and I was just like, oh, I remember this, because I don't know if you remember a certain magazine called Disney Adventures magazine. And
yes, vaguely.
Okay, I used to be a subscriber of that magazine for like several years, and it was like my go-to magazine, and I loved it because number one, it said Disney, and also being a little boy, the word adventure, I was just like, ooh, I'm going on a Disney adventure, you know, here in my own room and everything like that. And they would promote the movie during that year, 2003, heavily, like that, and Pirates of the Caribbean was like the big thing, because they were like, oh, this movie's a success, oh, gotta advertise it. So that came around, and I was just like, what is this? And like at the time, it was just like promo art, in Disney Adventures. I was just like, this movie looks interesting. I mean, it has Eddie Murphy and all that stuff and all that, and I was just like, what the fuck is Eddie Murphy? Like, but I was just like, okay, I want to watch it. It looks intriguing. There's a woman in a glass ball. Looks interesting. Let's do it. So, I didn't get to because I was heavily deep into my Captain Jack Sparrow phase. Because Pirates of the Caribbean just came out, and I was just like enamored with the film. And so throughout the whole entire thing, and it wasn't until like the next year that I finally got to see it. I remember in Disney Channel, they heavily played the Stevie Wonder cover Superstition from Raven Simone. And like that was like a tie-in with the movie, and I was just like, okay, that's very Disney Channel.
Actually, I think I had a DVD. It had like a few episodes of That's So Raven, but it also came with that music video in the DVD, like as a extra or whatever.
Yeah, synergy.
That. Yes.
But yeah, it was freaking weird. Like of all the people, Raven. Like you would think like the Grateful Dead or something. Like
oh my god. Well, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like That's So Raven was Disney. Like in at that time. So it's funny.
Yeah, she was so Raven. Am I right? But the movie came out. I saw it on DVD, and I was just like, wow. It appealed. Yeah. That sounded so unenthused, but I genuinely meant it. Wow. Because like it appealed to my sensibilities, haunted houses, nice elaborate sets. It harkened back to my love for the Addams Family.
Okay.
Because it's like the world is so freaking weird. Like you mentioned before, because I think it was like tonal clashes that really worked for me. Just like really stupid, insipid comedy, but then you mix it with like macabre and scary imagery, and I think that was my
which is essentially what the ride is. And so
yeah.
I get what they were going for, but I don't know, when I was little I was just kind of like, okay. But again, like seeing it now, I feel like you appreciate that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, especially because like there's like camera tricks that they use. They use some of the old school effects, like peppered ghosts effects, to make like the look of the ghosts that they used in the ride. A lot of practical effects that I found really fucking cool. No CG zombies, but just like real zombies and shit like that in the movie. The production design, as you mentioned before, like that, I could spend all day just looking at, around those sets, because like all these little hidden details and everything like that. Yeah. Like I tried for the past week watching this movie, not like paying attention, but just like pausing every trying to see if I could find, which I found some. I took notes.
Oh my god.
So we'll get to that when we get to that. But this movie, I genuinely loved. And over the time, I find Eddie Murphy's acting very cringe.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I like that whole thing of the beginning, like when they're not in the mansion. I think just like I can't. When he's talking to that couple and he's trying to like sell the house or something like that. Oh yeah. My God, he annoys me so much. But I don't know. I mean, he was kind of like it at the time, I guess. So
yeah, he's making a resurgence.
Yeah, he is.
He got an Emmy.
Yeah.
For guest appearing on SNL. I think that's really interesting, like how actors like come back and like that sort of way. But yeah, okay, so Haunted Mansion came out. I think it's so weird because like Disney was on a slew of making like their rides and their attractions into movies. Like first it started off with like Mission to Mars with Gary Sinise, and then they went to like they were like, ooh, let's do Pirates, and then they did Pirates, and then that
was a huge success, so they're like, oh, let's do Haunted Mansion.
Let's do Haunted Mansion, and then Country Bears and all that stuff.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Actually, that one, David loved that movie, so I had to watch it a lot when I was little.
It got me, and this is like my first introduction to what a Christopher Walken was. So I was just like, oh,
yeah,
bears.
Speaking of like them making movies of rides, I'm kind of excited because it feels like they're kind of bringing that back. With I think like the first one that I can think of the top of my head is, I mean, it's not a ride, it's a land, but it's Tomorrowland. Even though it wasn't good, like there was still an idea there, and I like that they didn't give up on it, because now they did Jungle Cruise.
Yeah,
and I'm very excited for that movie. So,
you know, I found out like 3 months ago that Metallica helped score Jungle Cruise.
Oh my God.
My mind was blown, and that's what finally sold me.
Wow. No, but I'm really excited for that movie, and I just hope that it's good so that they can maybe continue off of this. Cuz I don't know. Yeah. I feel like they're fun. And oh my God, I know that there's been talks of like another Haunted Mansion movie. I just hope that it's
what they should make a movie on? I could totally see like a CG film made of the Tiki Room.
That's what I was thinking.
I could like that movie could be like a downright comedy adventure thing going on in the jungle.
I'm thinking something like real type of thing.
Kinda, yeah. You could have like actual like Polynesian people work on it and all that stuff. I mean, it'll be a freaking smash hit. I think that would be good. Also, I think that another movie should be made, and it's called Indiana Jones Adventure.
Oh my God!
I think that should be made into it because that's such an original idea. Just this guy in a hat. You really want
them to make another one? Are you sure? That didn't really work out well the last time.
What do you mean last time? there was no other Indiana Jones movie. There's only The Ride. What are you talking about? Are you telling me, Alexys Moreno, that there is a previously known Indiana Jones movie before The Ride?
How about
amazing
Matterhorn?
Yeah, but they already did. It's called Everest. I'm just kidding. Nobody went to go see that movie. So anyway, Haunted Mansion. Let's get into the history a little bit, shall we? Disney was trying to make this movie long before before it got off the ground and Pirates of the Caribbean and everything like that. It started back in the 80s when a little movie called Ghostbusters came out. And they were like, ooh, kind of spooky comedies. You know, that's the thing. Let's try to do that with Haunted Mansion and do all that. And originally they were trying to get Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray to sign off on a Haunted Mansion project, which would have been freaking wild. The 80s, that was like kind of them in their height.
Yeah.
Like comedy wise, before Bill Murray went serious into serious acting. So that would have been really interesting to see. But after that, like, it was put on the shelf. They didn't know what to necessarily do with the movie, because they were like, oh, let's do the mythology from the ride. You know, let's have, like, you know, the pirate captain that we mentioned in our Beyond the Ears episode. You could listen back into that episode down the feed. So take a listen to that. If I sound more nasalier than usual, it's because I've been working on it. I'm sorry. But there were multiple talks of, like, trying to get this movie off the ground for so long, and it was in development hell until Rob Minkoff and Don Hahn came up with the idea of, like, hey, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's do it like a kooky comedy, you know, and then add the spooky elements in with it, and it'll be what it is, you know. And that's eventually what we got, you know. And it wasn't until early 2002 where the ball started rolling about a Haunted Mansion project, and it wasn't until late 2003 where this movie got released. So, yeah, that was the history of it. I mean, there's not really much known about this movie, unfortunately. Like, there's, like, rare set photos from this movie. I mean, not much has been, like, explored behind the scenes other than the zombie scene in the end of the second act.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing something about that.
And that was on Movie Surfers.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look at Movie Surfers in order to find out anything or any sliver of information about this movie.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wrote notes, so we're going to get to some notes. Okay. In the beginning of the movie, I don't know if you know about this. We'll get to the cold open because that's a shock full of freaking Easter eggs from the movie, the ride and everything like that. But the tiki bar that they go into, in the script, it was called Trader Sam's.
That's so cool.
In the script, it was Trader Sam's, and the story of the bartender there, his name is Sam. So I think that's really interesting. Just, like, little nods to other things as well. When what's her name? Sarah. When Sarah Evers picks up the phone and Ramsley is on the other side, there's a pamphlet for the O'Malley house. Now, for those who don't know, Lillian O'Malley is also known as the tightrope girl in the stretching room.
Oh, so, I was thinking of Aristocats.
No, because I was like I was like O'Malley, because again I was pausing through every little thing to see if there was Easter eggs and all that stuff, and there was the O'Malley house, and I was like, O'Malley, that's got to be something to tie in with the ride and everything like that. And sure enough, it's the tightrope girl from the stretching room.
Interesting.
And I think that's there's also a New Orleans poster in the hallway when the kid is scared of spiders, and you see outside his room a New Orleans poster, you know, loosely, you know, calling back to New Orleans Square, the land it is. Also, to further date this movie, there's a Destiny's Child poster on Megan's room. So I think that's pretty funny. Crows, they subtly appear in not only artwork, but there's like before they enter a major structure, a crow is peering over that, like that is in the ride.
Oh, so I see. Oh, that's so cool.
So I think that's pretty neat also. Another thing, the Dapper Dans that were serving at Disneyland Park at the time played the singing busts
Whoa! Imagine! Oh my god! Imagine getting that call. Like, hey, do you want to be in the Haunted Mansion movie? Whoa! That's so cool.
I think like it's so cool. Like Don Hahn has been working with Disney for years.
Yeah.
And he produced this movie. So imagine just him getting everything going. I mean, you could clearly tell the man loves Disney and the history of it.
Yeah.
Because he put a lot of like significance into different nooks
Little
and crannies
things.
of this. Yeah.
That's so cool.
The main red couch that's in Master Gracie's study, that was used in Captain Kirk's study in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That's cool.
Also, some of the chairs used in the dining room went to different attractions, such as the Magic Kingdom, Haunted Mansion, and get this, tying in with another Disney property, the chairs, I should say, in both Magic Kingdom and in Disneyland Prime, the chair that Jack Sparrow sits on is from Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that... What?
Both at Disney World and Disneyland?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the chairs that they reuse some of the set pieces from this movie and incorporate it into the Disney history itself. So
That's
I think
cool.
that's fucking rad. The domed ballroom is Magic Kingdom inspired, and the rest of the house, the mansion, is Disneyland inspired. The face that follows the bust isn't the actual face. I mean, there's a gag of like the following face, but the actual bust itself is in the library, but that leads to the secret tunnel in the walls. So keep an eye out for that if you see that.
In
the library.
At Disney World?
No, in the movie.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So Eddie Murphy, when he pulls down one of the busts, that's the original face. So keep an eye out for that. Also, like the clock, clicks 13, all that stuff. The door breathes, and everything like that. Like the whole thing. In the hallway, you see the haunted murals. Of like when the lightning strikes and it turns into something else.
Yeah.
Everything like spooky that's in there. Obviously the busts that are singing of Grim Grinning Ghosts are in the movie as well.
I think also, the one that I liked a lot was the carriage.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. And of course, like subtle nods, like Welcome Foolish Mortals is in the, top of the movie, and Wallace Shawn. I love the fact that Wallace Shawn gets the line like "There's always my way."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the hitchhiking ghosts, you see them, and all the ghosts like in the cemetery, like they're all gags from the rides. So that's really fun.
Yeah, that was like pretty much a Disney park enthusiast wet dream, just seeing like all the ghosts and everything like that, especially because like there wasn't any ties except for the O'Malley house I mentioned before of the stretching room portraits, but there were but the people in the portraits were actually ghosts in the cemetery.
Yeah
And I think that was freaking cool. The originally the plot of the movie, and this is where the promo was, like my first images in Disney Adventure, was it was supposed to be a groundskeeper from the mansion across the way was supposed to be the lead character of the movie, and him and his dog are just experiencing all these like haunted haunts. The hitchhiking ghosts were supposed to be like the sidekicks of the movie. There was gonna be a subtle nod to a forgotten ghost, which will be known today as the Hatbox Ghost. subtle nods of that, and it would have been more of the lean more to the suicide story of the master. That will be like the main curse of this house, which transitions slowly into this movie as well. Also, my final note is Jennifer Tilly.
She comes out in it?
Yeah, she plays Madame Leota in the movie.
Wait, I feel like I'm confusing her with somebody else. Hold on. Oh, yes.
She's kind of a horror icon herself because she plays Tiffany in the Child's Play movies. I think that's fucking cool. Also, like she's such a badass. She plays poker and pretty damn good poker too. Like she's on like celebrity tournaments and all that stuff, like poker, and she's a really good card shark. Just a little weird little quirk to have. Just awesome at poker. Imagine the math that must go into it. Also, just like calculating, like, okay, if I have this deck, that means that this person has that set of cards and this set of cards, and you just have to guesstimate all that stuff. It's just like weird and wild. So Jennifer Tilly, you're fucking awesome. I love you. And might I add, marry me.
Oh my god.
But yeah, anything you noticed throughout the whole entire movie? Oh, let's talk about the beginning scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a shit ton.
Well, of like Easter eggs? I don't remember. I mean, I know that there's like the scene and stuff, but was there something that you noticed?
Well, there is a ballroom.
Well, yeah.
There's dancing, and then later on, like the ghosts of those who were dancing there are present. I think that's pretty cool. Floating instruments. I think that's cool. There's a bunch of cool things. Did you notice anything else? This is not a pop quiz. I'm just genuinely like,
no,
did you see?
Yeah, that's kind of, I thought there was more.
Oh, no. Yeah. Let's talk about the movie itself. Enough with the Easter eggs. I think that
there's a lot. I feel like I don't even think we like mentioned all of them.
Yeah,
there's the was it the attic?
Yeah, the attic.
I mean, I know that there's not like the bride, but there's like the dress, which plays a big part in the movie. Even like the butler and the maid are like Easter eggs themselves, like as like the cast members, which is really cool. I like that. I don't know. There's a lot. It's like overwhelming.
I think the carriage, like that just appearing, because that's the first thing that you see when you're going into the ride, specifically in Disneyland. I think that's really cool. Like that was a prominent thing. Like, but yeah.
Isn't there there was something, but I don't remember where it comes out in the ride. Where the heck does it come out in? Oh, I think it's in the ballroom scene in the ride of those two portraits, and then they like draw guns to themselves. Have you ever seen that? That happens in the cemetery. I remember that. But yeah, there's so many things.
Yeah, like obviously the person who made this was like a huge Haunted Mansion, fanatic, just like putting different details and all that stuff. It really, like, again, I think that's the coolest part of the movie, because it's just like all these, if you haven't ridden like the ride or any of the versions of the ride, like Phantom Manor and all that stuff, I'm afraid you won't get a lot of the coolness of this movie just because of the different details. I mean, like the crows. I mean, you'll just see like crows and you'll be like, oh, spooky. You know, crows are, you know, typically a spooky animal. But no,
it means something. Like
it's like the dog scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl won't mean jack shit to those who haven't been to a Disney park, but it means something to us because we've been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, you know, and we've seen them whistle to the dog with the keys and everything like that. And like it's just a little something, but no, they have to face the cringy acting from Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, and I think that's why like when I was little, I don't know. I could see why people don't like this movie because like it's such a kids movie and it is like super cheesy, but also like that's the ride also. Like the ride is so cheesy, but it's so good.
Yeah, like the gags, like there's so many gags in the whole thing. Like when the stretching room is happening, you know, when it stretches, it reveals a man's trousers. I mean, you know, that makes
and
kids...
that was the intent when making the ride. Like they didn't want it to be so scary that people wouldn't go inside. Like they wanted the gags to be scary, but like goofy. And can you imagine if they actually did it? Because this ride was supposed to be a walkthrough attraction. Can you imagine? Oh hell no! I would never go inside.
I don't think it will pack the same punch as it does riding the Doom buggy. It just like, because it is what it is. Because it goes. Oh shit! I just saw like a black blur, and it was my dog.
What is up with your dogs?
I have no idea, but hold on. Keep on talking. I'm gonna close my door. Oh shit. Okay, I'm back. I had a trip and so anyway, the ride, it's goofy in nature and everything like that, and it's honestly, it's rewarding as a Disney fan, but I feel like if you're not a Disney fan like we are, because we have like that rose-colored lens of like, oh, this is cool because it's Disney and it's Disneyland and everything like that. I don't feel like if we took those rose-goggled glasses off, I don't think it will stand as well. You know what I mean? Okay.
I think the same.
Like Eddie Murphy. Let's talk about Eddie Murphy. Did you find his character get better over time, or was he just the same?
No.
Throughout the whole entire movie?
He was just really annoying to me throughout the whole movie. Like, I feel like he was not necessary. I don't know.
Same. And also he's like acting with... first of all, like we have like indie actress darling Marsha Thompson as his wife. We have classic actors like Nathaniel Parker and as Master Gracie, and fucking Terrence Stamp, British thespian Terrence Stamp, high esteemed Shakespearean actor Terrence Stamp acting against Beverly Hills Cop Eddie Murphy. What's wrong with the picture here? Okay, like for example, like Eddie Murphy, he doesn't make sense in the context of this movie versus like somebody with like name recognition, but like it makes sense that he would be in this kind of movie with Johnny Depp playing Captain Jack. You know, I don't know. Like it was weird. They were just like, let's get a bankable star. You know, I blame Robin Williams. Robin Williams. No, he's not the blame. I'm just kidding. I love you, Robin.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. He just like did not do it for me. He was just so annoying throughout the whole movie. I'm sorry.
What makes him annoying throughout the whole entire movie? Is it
it's
his
just
delivery?
Like he just kind of acts like oh, this isn't happening. No, but like annoying. And like how he just constantly talks, and I know like that's how he is and stuff, but I feel like there was enough gags throughout the movie that he was not necessary, because it just kind of made it more like, all right, we get it, like you're trying to be funny.
Like, honestly, the funniest parts in the movie come from the fucking maid and the footsman.
Yeah, or not even that, like the kids.
Yeah, what am I, the weatherman? I think that's funny. That shit is funny. But like, I don't know. Like, and also like his lines were shit too.
Yeah. And also like his story was not, like, I get it, like we saw everything, like all of the things that we talked about, like we saw it with his character, but like his wasn't even like the most interesting part of the movie, like his storyline. It was like the moms that was like, oh, okay, oh shoot.
Like, wouldn't it have been cool if it was the children that were saving the mom and she's like a single mother?
Yeah,
I think that would have been more like dynamic and everything like that, because like the mom is all the kids have. And like you would have had like the perfect dichotomy of like having
like urgency.
Yeah, like there'll be more stakes, and the kids have to save the mother, and you'll have the the children, the child. You
can make them a little bit older. I don't know, or make one of them a little bit older, so that way there's like they're not just like alone in a creepy ass house.
Yeah, but they have the mom though. But the mom is being lured by Ramsley.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, and like the house is like trying to, well, kind of how it is here. Like the house is kind of being like, hey, your mom's in trouble type of thing.
Yeah, with like the ghost of Elizabeth. Like that whole plot was great.
Yeah.
Like Master Gracie, the whole plot line, the curse and everything like that, because of like wrongdoings spiritually. I think that was a really inspired choice. And honestly, if they were to remake, or not remake, that's a dirty word. If they were to do a redo of a Haunted Mansion movie, like I wouldn't want to change the plot, because the plot is pretty killer.
Yeah, like it wasn't that bad. I'm still hoping for that Guillermo del Toro Haunted Mansion movie.
That would be fucking imagine how many things he will try to get away with.
Yeah.
In the movie. I mean, his previous movie, a woman fucked a fish. I mean, Little Mermaid isn't that far off though. Yeah. I have nothing else to add. What do you want to tackle?
The ending scene with what's his name? The old guy. The
Ramsley?
Huh?
Ramsley?
Yes. When he's like, when he reveals himself to be like the villain.
Uh-huh.
And
which we knew throughout the whole entire movie, but
well, yeah, but I mean, at that point he's like, no, I'm the bad guy. And then the whole scene where he's just like, my dog, I'm sorry,
it's all right. And then he gets dragged to hell.
Yes, wild. It's so creepy.
I think that's pretty cool. Like, not often, I mean, symbolically Frollo descended upon hell. But really, the only character you see like actually go to hell is Ramsley in these movies. I think that's pretty cool. It gives this movie an edge that other movies don't. You only like name another movie where somebody gets dragged to hell in a Disney setting.
Princess and the Frog.
Is he going to hell, or is he just going to like a weird shadow realm?
I think he's going to. I mean, it's the same thing.
Shadow realm.
Not a
I mean,
good
it's.
place.
I mean, one would argue maybe Hades.
But that's his home. Like,
Yeah. He's just gonna be in quarantine.
yeah.
Relevant,
would you
huh?
consider Jafar, maybe?
He's just stuck in a lamp, though.
He's in actual quarantine.
He's in actual quarantine, yeah. Except you have to touch his house in order for him to come out, but that's it.
I think that's it. But I don't know. It was a cool scene.
It was a cool scene. Ooh, the architecture of this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, they actually built that shit.
Yeah, like I said, the sets are really, really cool, I think.
I think if they were to redo this movie, like in order to give it an edge, they have to film in the actual Haunted Mansion this time.
For real. I mean, I feel like they must have, like, something. I don't know. Maybe.
The whole entire graveyard scene will be done in the actual graveyard. What would you do differently?
Not have Eddie Murphy.
Not have Eddie Murphy. Okay, that's number one.
I don't know. I feel like because we have this version of the movie, if they were to make another one, they could totally go the route of being more scary.
Yeah.
Which would be very interesting. I feel like you can incorporate more of the characters within the ride rather than make one up. Mm-hmm. I think that because there's so many. Like, you can make a movie about the tightrope girl. You can make a movie about the old lady who kills her husband. You can, like, there's the Hatbox Ghost or the bride.
Are you suggesting that we do an MCU style Haunted Mansion universe? And then they all come together to fight the freaking butler at the end?
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
How much did it cost? Everything. Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
That's funny.
Avengers, foolish mortals.
Oh my god.
You have to smoke a lot of weed in order to make like these plots come together. I think that's what this plot needed. Some more weed.
Oh my god.
Because everything good comes out of weed, right?
No. But
And it gotta defeat.
Oh my god. But I don't know, I feel like that'd be very cool to kind of do that. Give him a storyline.
Something more dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, with this one, like, I feel like the only thing that got answered was, like, the guy in the elevator that hangs himself. But, like, with everybody else, like, we didn't really see. I mean, maybe the bride, I guess, but, like, I don't really consider her to be the bride. I don't know. Because in the ride, like, she's not good.
Yeah, she's just like, she's the one who's fucking cursing the place.
Yeah,
she's just
so,
like,
I don't know.
hurry back, you know? She's the creepiest aspect of this thing.
Oh my god.
Have her be the villain.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
It's been a while since we've had a good girl villain.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, I think. But I don't know. I think that there's so many things that you could do. But yeah, it'd be fun. I hope they do something. I wouldn't mind for them to, like, remake this movie. Not this movie, but remake another version of this movie.
Remake it with Eddie Murphy in it?
No, thank you. I'm good. Oh my god, they would probably have Kevin Hart in it.
I'm just thinking of that, and I'm thinking of the dreaded fucking remake remedies that we did with Peter and him.
No, don't even mention that episode. Jeez.
It does not exist.
It does not exist.
Yeah. Make the bride the villain. Have the ghost host like you think it's going to be the villain, but then actually twist it on the head and it's actually the bride that's the villain. I think that would be freaking awesome. The bride will be played by Uma Thurman, so she could play a bride for the third time.
Oh my god.
It'd be fucking awesome. Have it written and directed by Quentin Tarantino and Guillermo del Toro. Well, it'll be fucked up.
For both of them? Oh no.
It'll be fucked up. We'll see. Like Disney clench their ass cheeks, just like trying to like balance on that tightrope of going there.
Oh
like
God.
Michael Eisner was when Johnny Depp was doing a horrible Keith Richards impression. It'll be that situation, but even 10 times worse.
Oh no.
I would love to see that. The Haunted Mansion. With like Miserlou playing in the opening credits, it'll be just like, welcome, foolish mortals.
Oh my God.
I would love for that to happen. Give me, you know what? Fuck whatever you got planned going on. That's the Haunted Mansion movie you should be going with, Disney. Come on, let's see it. Yeah. But yeah, the kids are interesting in the movie. Marsha Thompson, like she could do no wrong. She gives like this subtle nuance against somebody who's acting crazy. Namely, watch the movie Black Knight with what's his name, Martin Lawrence. It's really weird and wacky just having him giving out all these like jokes, like modern jokes set against like other people in period. It's kind of the same movie. Yeah. Let me think. Kids are all right.
Yeah. The boy, he made me feel seen because his one big fear are spiders.
So does that mean you're a Ron Weasley stan too?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And yeah. I was never afraid of spiders growing up. Like there was only one thing I was afraid of growing up. That would haunt me forever, but like I still can't sleep to this day just thinking about it.
Well, stop thinking about it.
Making it work.
Yes.
But yeah, the Wallace Shawn. Yeah. Yeah. So final thoughts, Miss Moreno?
Go watch it. It's pretty fun.
It's despite everything that we talked about.
No, but I generally think that it's like it's not like a masterpiece, whatever, but like it's pretty good and it's pretty fun. And if you like Disney, I feel like you would appreciate this movie, or at least if you're like a fan of the parks, at least.
Until Guillermo del Toro's movie comes out, at least. Then we'll be like, no, what? Fuck this movie. Watch that one. But honestly, it's like, it's how we felt when the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out, or when Hugh Jackman first came onto the scene as Wolverine and everything like that. And X-Men, it was all we had. really, in terms of superheroes. And it was just like, we could go to Christopher Reeve or whatever the hell Tim Burton did with Batman, but this was pretty much it. This is all the comic book movies we have now. You have a embarrassment of riches when it comes to comic book movies now.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to see a Fantastic Four movie, you could watch a Fantastic... I mean, is it good? I don't know. But nevertheless, you could watch it. If you want to watch a Spider-Man movie, you have not only 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not even 6, 7 Spider-Man movies out now. And then 1 recently came out.
I think there's more than that.
Okay, 8 if you're counting the Into the Spider-Verse.
No. There's 3. There's 2. There's 2. And then there's 1. There's 8 movies.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you want an Iron Man movie, you could get it. If you have a Captain America movie, if you're feeling that, it's there. You know, it's out in the open. But there's not many Haunted Mansion movies. There's only 1. There's multiple movies on Pirates of the Caribbean, and only like 3 are good. 1's entertaining. 1's the shit. So Pirates has its fair share of movies. But yeah, Jungle Cruise. Got to get some of that. I'm going to get another Metallica album out of it too.
Oh my God. I'm very excited for Jungle Cruise. It was like one of the movies that I was very excited for this year.
What year? What year? This will be the forgotten year, just like the year everything freaking stopped.
Oh my God. I remember because they would play the trailer at work and people would go in and obviously like they would see The Rock and they'd be like, oh, The Rock. Oh, Jumanji.
Jungle Cruise?
Excuse me?
Jumanji. It's marketed like a Jumanji.
It is. But then they'll like keep watching it and then they'll see the title and they're like, oh, the Jungle Cruise. What's that? Oh my God.
Why are you even in a Disney store? Let me guess, you think Minions is Disney too?
Jeez. Probably.
Yeah. Tomorrowland was alright.
That was like really disappointing me. I had such high hopes for that movie because, dude, like they're so dumb. They marketed this movie with like Walt Disney, and like you get to see a back, like of a person, and then you're just kind of left with like, was that supposed to be him?
Was that the guy? Okay.
And it's like, what?
He was played by Tom Hanks.
Not
just kidding. They couldn't afford that.
For real. I don't know. I just think that it could have been so much more, and they totally like fumbled the whole movie.
It had a good idea, a great idea. Like the world of tomorrow, the world is built on the people of tomorrow, which is the next generation, like kids. That's a fucking inspired idea. The only thing close to a good Tomorrowland movie we have is Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah.
Also like the whole like these small hours, just seeing the quote, keep moving forward. Something about that just like it gets me emotionally.
Honestly, like I feel like the ending of that movie is worth watching the entire movie because it's so good.
Yeah, I think the movie is good. I don't see what all the hate is.
I know.
They're like, it's so weird.
People suck.
People do suck. Oh, this movie was going to be made earlier, if not for the quote unquote failure of a little movie called Hocus Pocus.
Which one?
Haunted Mansion.
What do you mean a failure? Well, I know.
Okay, because
okay. First of oh my god.
Because it was a box office bomb when it first came out.
I thought it was a Disney Channel movie. Wasn't it?
Say what now? You thought Hocus Pocus was a Disney Channel movie?
Wasn't it?
No, it was theatrically released. Just because it plays on Disney Channel, don't make it
okay.
a Disney Channel movie. We got no way, boo boo. No, it was a theatrically released movie.
What am I thinking of then? I don't know. Okay,
Are you
ignore
thinking
me.
of Twitches?
No.
Halloween Town?
No, I don't know. It's late.
It's barely 10:52. That's early.
For you?
According to Alexys Soto, it's early. This is the time he wakes up.
That's what was I gonna say? Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Not that it was that because of that movie. Haunted Mansion would have been made earlier.
But
I
just
wonder
the
if it would
fact
have
that
been like different.
had it been made, oh my god. Can you imagine who they would have
I
casted
think that's what I mean.
in the 90s?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. What was the big comedian at the time? Chris Farley. No.
I have no idea.
I would say I would go back to the drawing board and go back to Bill Murray, but he was phasing out into his more serious phase.
I have no idea.
I mean, either. Yeah. So, did you like what you heard here? And if you did, you could check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts. We have a lot of more things going on in the Red Spotlight Entertainment Network. Peter is making Alexys watch a bunch of scary related movies for the month of Spooktober, Ghosttober, something like that. I don't know. I forget what the fuck Peter says, but that's going on. And onto the table, where they're doing on Red Spotlight Entertainment a series of reviews, much akin to what they did with the Avatar and Korra series, where they discussed the haunting of Hill House. And currently they're going to go and cover Bly House. Did I say that wrong?
Bly
Manor. Bly House. Bly House. Fucking. Oh, sorry. It is late. Shit. Okay. So they have that going on. Plus, they did an audio commentary for The Shining, and soon they're going to do an audio commentary for Doctor Sleep to tie that in. Also, next month, just to get you guys excited for the next month, because God knows this year you need some little bit of excitement going on. Muppet Month for November, which is going to be really fun. And we're going to cover the primary Muppet movies. That goes the Muppet Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan, The Muppets, and Muppets Most Wanted. So 5 films we're going to be covering. I recently saw the Muppet Movie.
I know, I saw.
Rainbow Connection still gets me to this day. Oh my
god. I mean, I feel like we can maybe like drag it on to December because there's so many Muppet things, and we could end off with a Muppet Christmas Carol. It works.
Okay. Then I'll finally get a bust out my Tim Curry impression when we get to Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh my god.
Smashing.
Maybe we shouldn't do it.
Immediately regretting it. You're just like, oh, fuck no.
You were so surprised that I'd never seen a Muppet anything. Well, you know what? I used to watch the Muppets. I'm not sure what it was called, but when I was little, it was like that show that would come on when you didn't have cable. I think it was like Muppet Babies, but it was like not the Muppet Babies that's on right now. That was like my first introduction to the Muppets, and then after that, I know like all the movies came out and stuff, and I'm just like, no clue. Which is like funny because my mom, she loves oh shoot, what's his name? The frog guy.
Kermit.
He loves that. Sorry, I told you. I'm like, I don't know. How do you
not know of Kermit the Frog?
It was actually when I started working at the store, it was really scary because Muppet Babies was starting to be a thing. And so we started getting like merchandise for that show. And like parents would come in and they would like, you know, they would name them, like each of the characters. And I'd be like, what? That like Muppets was like the only thing that I like did not know.
There's Kermit, there's Fozzie, there's Animal, there's Gonzo, Miss Piggy, Rizzo. There's Rizzo. By the way, Rizzo, he's the rat.
There's a rat?
Yeah, there's a rat. There's Pepe the Prawn. There's Scooter, Dr. Teeth, and his Mayhem Band. What else is there? Statler and Waldorf.
Oh my god. I've never heard any of these people.
Beaker, Dr. Benson, Honeydew. You got 13 so far. I forgot the rest, but that
you fail. I'm just kidding.
I failed. Sorry, I'm a fake Muppet fan. But yeah, I remember like. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that in November.
I'm excited because it's something new that I've never seen before. So,
yeah, and then it's time to turn on the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets in the Muppet Show tonight. Oh my god! It's time to get makeup. It's time to dress up right. Come on, let's get it started. Even though we're departed, it's a Muppet-sational, something-sational. It's the Muppet Show.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll get to that when we get to that in November. But right now we're going to be focused on spooky shit. First of all, we're going to do next week is going to be the Tower of Terror movie.
Oh, I mean, I have not seen that one in years. I'm so excited.
Same. I don't know if I should take notes or turn it into a drinking game. Who knows? So, and plus many more ideas. So far, that's the only two that are on the official table. We're discussing other things, but other than that, yeah. So without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira, and as always, everyone, stay magical, everyone.